Freedom March with Rodney Munker. Up next on ILTV.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of ILS or the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a product of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented, in part or entirety, without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2024. All rights are reserved.
Marijuana is a dangerous drug.
The Queen is dead. God save the King.
There can never be rape in marriage. BMW sound like bad mad wagon. Not only am I saved, I'm saved and sanctified. The revolution is alive, and we must continue to document it.
Freedom!
The University of the Bahamas has a new president. We are advised that today, the chairman of the university, that is Mrs. Allison Maynard, she announced that Dr. Robert Blame III, an Afro-American, is the new president. So that's breaking news. And he would have beaten approximately 100 applicants, including a wonderful Bahamian Negro lady who went to St. John's, or is it St. Augustine? She went to St. Augustine's College, and that would be Dr. Oriaki, Dr. Maria. We'll talk about it because yesterday at a social gathering, it was agreed that Allison Maynard should become the next president of the University of the Bahamas. So that's breaking news. Overnight, well, in fact, it was Friday, we received report of a Negro citizen having committed suicide. And of course, later in the evening, we learned that he is a close relative of my spiritual advisor, Bradley Rule. We'll talk about it, and I want to commence the show by giving him my condolences, Bradley. My condolences.
Absolutely, Sandra.
And this must be a demonstration to you and everybody that suicide is not political. And that notwithstanding that you have argued that these suicides is as a result of the Progressive Liberal Party, there is evidence to the contrary. So we talk about that. And of course, there has been a number of stolen vehicles. So we'll talk about that as well. And then we will talk international politics, because there's still a dispute going on where President Trump is alleging that we are participating in modern day slavery. So we need to straighten that. We're going to be talking about it. And I may tell you something that I've discovered from the Americans. I'm not sure, but I may tell it to you. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save a wonderful relationship between the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and the USA.
Freedom March with Rodney Munker will be right back after this.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and we will go straight to him. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thanks so much.
And I want to extend my deepest condolences to you on your close blood relative who committed suicide
really touching,
on Friday. It's just amazing what is taking place in the country, and notwithstanding that we attempt to put a political swing on everything, the facts of the matter is there is a major mental health problem that is affecting the country. But behold the Bahamian people. Let's start off.
Thanks so much, Sandra. Good to be here another week. Friday passed, we had a few calls, and folks, we're talking about the Ten Commandments. They took it it was difficult for them to accept that I would be able to show them from scriptures that the Ten Commandments was given to the Israelites, and of course that it ended at the cross of Christ. So what I'm going to do over the next few days, I'm going to show you, based on the scriptures, the Ten Commandments, who they were given to. I'm going to show you when it was put into place, how long it was going to be in place. I'm going to show you the Ten Commandments was never a covenant that was going to be permanent. It was temporary. It was just put in place until Christ came. And then once Christ came, then this Mosaic law came to an end. But let's establish, first of all, who it was given to. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 1 through 14. And remember now, the Adventists always advance a very powerful argument to those who claim to want to be under the Ten Commandments. Why you don't keep the Sabbath? If you claim that the Ten Commandments is yours, you don't keep the Sabbath. It's hypocritical. So let's do this. Let's see who the Ten Commandments is given to first and foremost. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 1 through 14 is in your Bible now. This is in your Bible. I'm reading from the NIV. It says, Moses summoned all Israel. Moses summoned all Israel and said, Hear, Israel, the decrees and laws I declare in your hearing today. Learn them and be sure to follow them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us at Horeb. Who's the us? Israel. It was not with our ancestors that the Lord made this covenant, but with us, with all of us who are alive here today. Please, you have to go and understand what's going on here. Study this passage very carefully. It was not with our ancestors that the Lord made this covenant, but with us. Who's us? With all of us who are alive here today. Were you alive today? Were you alive there that day when this covenant was made? Were you there? The Lord spoke to you face to face out of the fire on the mountain. Flippy, producer. The Lord spoke to you face to face, and at that time I stood between the Lord. This is Moses now speaking to the Israelites. And at that time I stood between the Lord and you to declare to you the word of the Lord, because you were afraid of the fire and did not go up to the mountain. Was that you today? This 2025. Were you there? And he said, this is God speaking to the Israelites, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. Were you in Egypt when these commands were given? Were you slaves in Egypt? No. You should have no other gods before me. You should not make for yourself any image in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth beneath, or on the waters below. Flip me, Miss Medusa. You should not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You should not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Here are the final passages. Observe the Sabbath by keeping it holy. He's speaking to the Israelites. As the Lord your God has commanded you. 6 days you should labor and do all work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath to the Lord your God. Who's he speaking to? The Israelites. On it you shouldn't do any work. You shouldn't do any work on the 7th day. You, your son, your daughter, your male, female servant, your ox, your donkey, or any animal, or any foreigner residing in your town, so that your male and female servants may rest as you do. All right? Am I at the end of it? That's 14? Yes, I'm at the end of it. So listen, go back to Deuteronomy chapter 5, 1 to 14. I've established today who these 10 commandments were given to and when they were given. They were given to the Israelites when they came out of Egypt. None of us were there. This is not for us. All right, we established that. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you that this was temporary. This was not eternal. It was only for a season. Once that season was ended, Jesus Christ replaced all of this. The word of God is forever and ever blessed. Amen. Thank you, producer. Of course, back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed.
Well, folks, on Friday, you would recall that the spiritual advisor and I were discussing some of the social issues that have been affecting our country. We, for a good while, concentrated on suicide. And my spiritual advisor, taking a political position, he sought to blame suicide on the government of the day. And I attempted to explain to him that in the Bahamas, there is a lot of mental health challenges, and that our people, we are all victims of mental health problems. Well, unbeknown to us, while we were discussing the latest suicide, it turned out to be his very, very close relative who, according to police, is alleged to have hanged himself in a subdivision somewhere out east.
Star Estates.
Star Estate. And for the family, it was very shocking. And when we would have departed here on Friday, we did go to one local restaurant that we were invited to, and I was kind of devastated when I received a call from the Forest Exhumer asking me to find a way to quietly break the news to my spiritual advisor, Bradley Rule, that the recent victim was a very, very close male relative. For that was kind of difficult for me because I am in a state of mental, emotional trauma due to my sickness and due to the danger that I face. So I had to find a way to say it to him. And this is why we have to be very careful when we attempt to politicize everything. And we have to recognize that in the Bahamas, there are a series of things taking place which has been affecting the overall society, and it has been damaging, devastating for the male population, because as you are aware, in the society, the men are not respected. Those who are holding on to marriages, it has gone under assault. And every time you turn to what you thought was some good social or moral factor in your society, you find that there is a major assault on marriage. And everybody is conspiring against married men. Everybody is conspiring against the male population, to the extent that I believe that this election run the high risk of not seeing many men participating. If you support the FNM, the FNM has come out clearly, the leadership of the FNM has come out clearly and tell you an FNM government will put rape in your marriage. So the question then would be, what you voting for the FNM for if they're gonna put rape in your marriage? So these are some of the things that are affecting us, and the statistics are increasing, and slowly we, in a small society like this, we are knowing the identities of the victims. And in the case of my spiritual advisor, Bradley Rule, it turned out to be a very, very close male relative. I'm certain now that he would take a different position, and certainly he would recognize you cannot blame that on the PLP.
Well, my position hasn't changed. It's just that we do have some challenges in this country. Politically, we have some challenges in this country with the way the country is being managed and operated. We do have challenges with people being able to find jobs, to be able to take care of homes and stuff like that. I'm not changing my position. It's just that it affects everyone.
Now, when you say you've not changed your position, meaning what?
That under the PLP, we see a rise in suicide. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact.
So
now I'm not taking away from the fact that it can affect anyone, like how it's affecting my family now.
Okay.
You know, but the mere fact that we have this rise in suicide, it is happening under the PLP.
Under the PLP.
So where else is this happening?
Okay. So
You agree? Who's in power?
So it's the PLP.
Right. Who's in power?
But you're not being intellectually
No. All I'm
honest.
telling you, it is happening under the governance of the Progressive Liberal Party. Is it not so?
If he was related
Is it
to
not
me,
so?
if he was related to me, I would take a different approach.
Okay.
The approach I would take is I would look at
So
my
let's
family.
be sensitive, though.
If he
let's be
was-
sensitive to
I'm
my
being
family.
sensitive.
Hey?
If he
For a minute.
is related to me, it is you who may insensitive.
No, but you brought it up.
Because you
Yeah.
continue to argue the suicide is political, and none of these people who are committing suicide have not issued any political statement. They've not made
So
any
I've issued
demand.
what? I've issued what?
You haven't committed suicide. I won't allow you to do that. Not
So have
here.
I issued a political
The
statement?
point that I'm trying to make to you is this. If I have a relative who commits suicide, the approach that I would take is to examine my family. I would look to see what mental health challenges exist in the family.
We don't have any.
I'm not suggesting that, but that
Yeah,
is
would
what
you ask me to look? I don't have to
would
look.
do.
There's no crazy people in my family. And if you related to me, you'll be the only crazy one.
I'm related to you. So that would be the approach that I would take, because we do know that many of the mental health challenges are, to a very large extent, hereditary. So we have to be very, very careful. And I call on my spiritual advisor publicly to renounce his argument and look for better reasoning. I think that is very significant. Nevertheless,
what I would do,
I
though,
give you my sympathies.
I appreciate that, Senator. And sympathies to my family, the Roll family, from Rollville, Exuma.
And I give sympathies to the Roll family.
On behalf of Freedom March and
Yes.
Mr. Rodney Munker.
Yes, I do.
passing
Okay?
of a family
So let
member.
us now take a new approach that whenever people...
Suicides are still being committed under the Progressive Liberal Party. The Progressive Liberal Party is in power.
I'm going to...
I don't know
ignore-
what else you want me to say.
No.
Because when you put the stats together,
Spiritual
another 3
advisor.
years from now, when you put the stats
Spiritual
together,
advisor, I want you
this
to leave
would have
that alone.
happened under the...
Do not forget, I'm family to you.
Man, some people came inside on food store, right?
Yeah.
And they said to me, these are close relatives of mine from Exuma, right?
What did they say?
Say, Spiritual, you know Rodney have people from the forest? She said, you know Rodney is our family? I say, man, please, not today. It can't be Rodney.
I
They
want
say,
you to
yeah.
know that Cousin Lena came down to tell me how we are related. And she told me,
Rodney, I would hate to believe that.
yeah, you are
If
related
it's
to
one
me.
thing I don't want to be related, it's to you.
I think I'm the best person you ought to be related, so that when we have these
Because
situations...
then I can now say we got crazy people in our family.
Yes, you do. You have plenty crazy people in the family.
Oh, I tell you.
Okay? I'm the only one who has not committed suicide yet. But there are many crazy people
Many, yeah.
in our family. Okay?
So,
Yeah.
Craven, on behalf of my direct family, my mom, my brothers and sisters, we want to say condolences to you and your wife. It's tragic, you know. Listen, we're here for you. We're going to be here for you straight through the funeral. You can call on us. We have plans to, of course, we called you, we spoke with you, yes, you know, that's a part of it. But we're going to come and visit you and spend some time with you and the family to help you get through this and to make the Lord a bit more lighter as you're faced with this challenge. And it's so unfortunate that this cousin of mine died on the same day that my father died. How coincidentally. So Friday was March the 14th. My father died 1 year ago, March the 14th.
Yes.
And now,
Your cousin.
my father's brother, grandchild,
Yes.
committed suicide.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, condolences, cuz. All the best to you and your family, eh?
Okay.
Indeed.
Well, we can move on.
Yeah,
Right?
we move on, yeah.
We can move on. Well, folks, there are so many things happening in the society. I'm now being advised that there is an increase in the stealing of motor vehicles. I think that we need to be very, very careful. And I'm very concerned about an area where I'm receiving reports that vehicles are being stolen. Perhaps at some point I'm going to ask the police to go into that area and have a talk with the owners, because historically in that area where there is an increase in car stealing, they tend to rig their cars. And I think even though a person is wrong to steal from you, you shouldn't rig your cars. And I don't think it's lawful to rig your cars. And if you wish to rig your cars, you should consult the police and ask the police, is it lawful for me to rig my car to explode upon a person entering my hood? I would think that the police would tell you it is unlawful. And I have to draw it because some years ago, perhaps around 1971, there was a Negro man who had broken into a vehicle, and of course they blew off the two of his arms. And you know, it's always a sad situation when you spot him and recognizing that his crime was merely that he was trying to thief a battery. And I don't know if they should have blown off his two arms, right? And I don't think we should. I think we should just allow the police to catch them, as opposed to rigging the vehicle and creating that kind of explosion. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Strong mental health issues is affecting us. God save the King. When we will return, we'll go back to America, we'll look at the allegation, and we will see how best we can resolve it in the Bahamas. It's President Trump. He thinks we are involved in slavery.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
This segment of Freedom March is brought to you by Modernistic Garden and Pet Supply. For top quality dog food, shop online at modernisticgarden.com or visit our Palmdale, Carmichael, and Mullet Marathon locations today.
Welcome back to Freedom March, and of course, my spiritual advisor will pay some bills. Bradley?
Are your dogs hungry and tired of low-quality food? Give them the best at Modernistic. We carry all the top brands: Taste of the Wild, Diamond Naturals, Victor, Anukshuk at the lowest prices in town. If you're on a budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for a limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemable on select dog toys and treats. If you can't make it, then shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, offer won't last.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed.
Well, before I play international politics, let's look at what is going on here at the University of the Bahamas. We are now receiving updated report that the chairman of the University of the Bahamas is the former Attorney General, Alison Maynard Gibson. We advise that she held and or called a press conference today in which she has announced that there has been an intensive selection of approximately 100 people to fill the high office of President of UB. And we are advised that today Alison Maynard and her committee has selected an Afro-American, that's an African American. We're told that he either lives in Chicago, hangs out in Chicago, or is in charge of some big university in the state of Chicago. Do we have a picture of Dr. Robert Blaine? He's Dr. Robert Blaine III, and of course, he shall succeed the Canadian woman who is the former wife of our local musician Pat Raming. So that's Miss Janine Harder. So Janine Harder is Canadian. She's been president of the university for 2 times. First she was president, now she has returned as acting president. But we are told that this African American, he's going to be the president of the university. This has created a lot of friction on the campus because there were many women who were pulling for Dr. Maria Oriaki. Dr. Maria Oriaki is perhaps the dean of the university, a highly gifted intellectual, and of course, locally, I'm advised, she is a former student of the St. Augustine's College. So we're told that many of the women at the University of the Bahamas, they're very upset that Alison has selected this Afro-American man. So these are some of the exciting things that is happening. And we are told that Dr. Robert Blaine, he's not here on the island yet, but he is expected. So my spiritual advisor, I think for most of you, you all will be happy that you'll now have an African American
male,
as opposed to an African Bahamian. So this is Alison Maynard selection.
Okay.
Any comments on it? Well, I do know
No
that
comments.
there were a group of distinguished Negro men who held a social gathering yesterday, almost as if they had anticipated what Allison Maynard would do today, and they all concluded that Allison would be the best choice to be president of the University of the Bahamas. They argued that Allison has the gift to raise money. So I don't know, but we now have another American. The last American, he was a white American. This American is an African American.
Yeah, so the University of Bahamas has officially named Dr. Robert Blaine III as its new president. Following a month-long selection process, Dr. Blaine currently serves as Senior Executive and Director of the Center for LEAD and the Center for the Municipal Practice at the National League of Cities. So his expertise in strategic planning, economic development, and SACSCOC accreditation will be pivotal as he leads university into its next chapter. So Dr. Blaine's appointment marks a historic moment for the institution as he becomes the university's 4th president and the 13th leader overall. His selection follows a rigorous recruitment phase, which included evaluating over 90 candidates, really, and identifying 3 finalists. Among the finalists was Dr. Maria Woodside Oriaki, a UB alumni with more than 25 years of academic experience, and Dr. Leroy Hamilton Jr., a seasoned higher education leader with over 30 years in the field. Dr. Woodside Oriaki is the only Bahamian finalist, played an important role in the process. So acting President Janine Hodder will continue in her role until June, assisting with the transition. Okay, interesting. So did we show a photo of him?
Would you kindly show the spiritual advisor?
Oh, there he is.
This is Dr. Robert Blaine III.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is powerful.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, the controversy over a serious allegation which has been levied against the Bahamas and the Caribbean, and the allegation is that the Bahamas has been in collusion with the communist government of communist China in a slave trade. And the Americans are alleging that medical doctors from Cuba and teachers, that they are brought here to the Bahamas, they teach, and their salaries are paid to the Cuban government. Well, we are now receiving reports that the governing Progressive Liberal Party has now uncovered all of the documents, and they can now properly and unemotionally reply to the President of the United States. We are now in a position to confirm that the government has never paid Communist Cuba, that the doctors, they are permitted to keep their own passports, and they are paid directly. So they get their money, and once they receive their money, they are free to do as they wish. So that is one thing that I'm clearing here up today. One, that the doctors are paid, and they are permitted to hold on to their travel documents, which now will permit them, if the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, would like to have them into the United States, they got plenty cash and they have traveling documents. Meanwhile, in the teachers, among the teachers, we have now discovered that many of the teachers from communist Cuba have joined the local trade union movement, and many of them are now shop stewards. So as shop stewards, they are in a position to negotiate. As shop stewards, they are in a position to tell the union executive what the demands ought to be with the Ministry of Education and other learning institutions of which the union would represent them. So this is breaking news taking place in the country. I'm certain you will not hear this because this is journalism. And the problem in our media, these are reporters. And what do? They listen to what the politicians say and they just report. In my case, since I cannot really explain what is journalism, I do everything. See, I can't conceptualize it. So I research, I dig, and I report. So this is breaking news that you will hear nowhere. You won't even hear this from the government them. And I call publicly on the government to confirm the veracity of my statement. And I'm going to repeat it because it's important that President Trump is aware of this, because we are going to have a wonderful relationship with President Donald Trump. And principally, we're going to have a wonderful relationship with President Donald Trump because he is our leader. And we are all members of the free world, and Donald Trump is the leader of the free world. So these are the answers. 1, the Cuban doctors hold on to their passport and their traveling document. 2, we pay them. We don't send the money to Cuba. They're paid. And whenever they feel like going to Miami, all they got to do is to apply to the United States Embassy for a visa. And if they are permitted a visa, they can go to Miami. And the Americans has a wet foot, dry foot policy. If you're Cuban, you can speak Spanish and you could get in America. Nobody could send you home. So that's one. And then we're now discovering that the teachers are members of the trade union movement. And many of them, according to my investigation, they are sharp steward. So I'm going to be watching some of these strikes and some of these sit-outs. And I want to warn the Cubans who are working as sharp steward, I don't want y'all calling any strike around here. Because if you're going to call any strike around here, I'm going to have to complain to President Donald Trump. So it's a wonderful day in the Bahamas. You see how I solved the problem? It's a very easy problem to solve. 1, the doctors are being paid. 2, they keep their travel documents. 3, if they want to go to Miami, just apply to the U.S. Embassy. And we have built in the Bahamas a brand new embassy. There's no embassy this part of the world like our embassy. That's our embassy, because the Americans, we were not going to allow them to take it out of the country. And it's right there on Shirley Street, and it's beautiful. So that's 1. And then 2, the teachers, them, they're paid their salary. Some of the teachers got boyfriend now, local boyfriend, some got girlfriend, and they got plenty of money. They keep their travel documents. They are members of the union, and they are sharp steward. So it's a wonderful day. And we have now refuted the allegation of slavery, because the Americans know slavery when they see it. Don't forget now, many of you have been slaves in the United States for about 400 to 500 years. So if you hear a white man say, this looks like slavery, don't get upset. They know slavery when they see it, okay? So look how I've cleared this up. Look what I do for the PLP. You've heard nobody in journalists to tell you this. Look what all I do for this government. Huh?
Yeah, what are you being paid?
Look what all I do for the government. And when I was supporting Trump, you all thought I was crazy. Now I have a wonderful relationship. President Trump has set three files, and he's codified them. And this morning, I went over the file, and the Bahamas is not in any of the, whatever the thing is called. So at the moment, they have not put us on the no visa list. So this is great. I'm so excited that my leaders, both in the government and in the opposition, will still be permitted to travel to the United States. So I don't know if I feel good. I may sit down and just write a note to the Secretary of Foreign Affairs of the United States. That's Mario Rubio, eh?
Marco
Marco Rubio and say to him, "Dear Mr. Secretary
He's the Secretary of State.
of State, dear Mr. Secretary of State, I wish to advise you that the Cuban doctors are permitted to keep their passports. We pay them, so they're not slaves. And we want you to know that the teachers them are in the trade union movement them, and they are shop stewards, and everything is fine, okay? And please convey to the president that we say, fight, 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 Trump, Trump, Trump." It's powerful.
But now you have to qualify the kind of pay, because remember now
The kind of pay, what do you mean by that?
well, is it comparative or comparable to the paycheck of local Bahamian doctors or nurses?
The Cuban doctors are well trained.
Then they will receive the same pay the
And
Bahamians receive.
we even just give them a little extra.
Well, we don't know that.
You
But-
don't know it.
but-
we take good care of the Cubans, and we take good care of the Cuban teachers, them. We take good care of the Cubans.
Okay, so once you can establish those two facts, then yeah, it kicks the human trafficking out of the window. 'Cause
Right.
don't forget now,
Right.
there's another trade in the Bahamas.
Go ahead.
Where people do come from these Hispanic countries, and then when you come here, they just take your documents.
What trade this is?
I don't know.
Oh, my
And-
first advisor, how
and
dare...
then-
Just hold on a second. How dare you make unfounded allegation?
right?
All right.
They take your documents, and then they have somebody who have a little pay scale, and you get what they tell you should get. Now,
There's no evidence of that.
Now that could be human trafficking.
No. I'm a justice.
But yeah, my
of the peace.
investigations has led me into.
You've
that.
done an investigation.
Yeah, I done some
Hold
little
up your right
investigation.
hand and
No,
let me
no,
swear
no,
you.
sir.
Hold up your right hand. Hold
All
up
right.
your right hand.
But the Prime Minister of Barbados has advanced a very powerful argument, just the same argument you're advancing. And listen, we're part of this program. They come into our country. They have nurses and doctors that do professional service for the government or to clinics or whatever you, and we pay them what we would pay our own people. So there's no human trafficking.
Well,
It is what it is.
I think the Bahamas must go one step further. We should instruct the treasurer of the Bahamas to do a printout so that we can send it to the Secretary of State. So the problems are solved. You see how I solved the problem? And I've solved it because I am not emotional. I'm not disrespectful. I accept the leadership of Donald Trump. I think he's doing a wonderful thing in the United States. He is doing everything that he has promised the American people he will do. So it's powerful, and so it's democracy being practiced, and we also have to understand his concept. He's going to make America great again. And I think we in the Bahamas, we have a duty to push the president and help him to make America great again. And if we do it, and we make sure that the boundary is protected, the southern boundary, that's us, okay? We make sure it's protected, and whoever Donald Trump say don't talk to, I say let's don't talk to them, okay? Donald say don't talk to the Cubans. We say to the Cubans, listen, for the next 4 years, we're not speaking to you, okay? It's a simple matter, all right? Very, very simple matter. Because I need my government to go to Miami. I need the government to go to New York, okay? And I need Bahamians who love to go shopping to be able to get on the plane and go to Florida. And cursed be the day when the government can't go. Cursed be the day when Bahamians can't go. It will be a sad, sad day in the country. We have a right to go to America. You all have a right to go to America. Only me, I don't have a right to go to America because I really don't want to go.
You don't need a visa to travel to America from the Bahamas.
Yeah, but if
You know
they
that, right?
say they're going to take your visa, it means
That's
they're
probably-
not going to accept
Yeah, but
your criminal record.
No, I don't know. I'm thinking they may be referring to government officials, not locals.
They know that the best way to skin this cat is not only to stop the government dam, but to tell the citizens they can't go. And that is when you will have revolution. You know, this
But all we need is a valid passport and a valid police record, and we could go send a pre-clearance.
When they say you can't come,
Well, okay, let's see what.
come on now.
Let's see if that affects
You
us.
didn't hear what the Minister of Foreign Affairs said? Bahamians are complaining that when they go to the U.S. Embassy, they've been turned around and around
Right,
like
because
they're
they apply for
American.
visa, right?
Right?
They apply for visa, right?
Yeah, but even when you show up at the airport, they could say, we're not going to accept your...
They have the right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? All right?
They're right.
So this is what is going. So we're going to make America great. I call on every Bahamian, listen to me, I'm the leader. Let's make America great again. All right? Whatever Donald Trump wants to do with America, as long as he's doing it peacefully and lawfully, we must support it. We're going to help him to protect the border. Now, over here in the southern part, we're going to protect the border. And we're going to say to the president, send us some warships and help us to protect the border. And if Donald Trump wants us to keep some migrants, you know how many millions of dollars we could collect? All right? There are many islands. We can put migrants on the island. Donald Trump would have to turn it into a city, and we would have plenty employment. Do not reject what I'm saying. It's being done all around the world. And as you know, Elon Musk, he's found millions, perhaps billions of dollars that is being wasted in the United States. So we can help the Donald. All right? So I want the president to know that I have conducted an investigation, and I'm the man to trust, because when the country thought that Donald was not the man and that he would not win, what did I do? I said, fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. And I want the president to know that he's to accept my word. And if I discover that the information and the evidence that was given to me is fraudulent, Mr. President, it will be me helping you to case them out. But I accept the documents, okay? We love America. We love you, Mr. President. Every Negro in the country, we love you. We think you're doing a wonderful job. And what we love about you the most is you're keeping your word. Everything you're doing in the United States, you said it during the campaign. And we are with you, okay?
Boy,
so it's fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. It's powerful. And you stop getting upset. It's fun in the world. I've never seen the world like this before. It's beautiful. Donald Trump is not taking any laughs. If you go to the White House, because I'm told that he's going to invite some of our officials to the White House, when you get to the White House, you be polite. Make sure you wear a coat suit and be very polite, or Donald is going to ask you all to leave. Don't forget now. Okay? So let's be peaceful. Let's love the Americans. And let's demand from America. See, I have a demand. See, I got him elected here in the Bahamas. And I have a demand. And I demand millions of tourists. I demand that Bahama is full to the rim. I demand that Atlantis is full. I demand that we have all the tourists throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Let's fill up the taxis, let's fill up the tour cars, and let's have fun, okay? Because Americans need a place to come and relax, and the best place to relax is among us, the Negro people, okay? So it's fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. It's powerful. My spiritual advisor, I want you to be on Trump's side.
Now,
okay?
if we have to end the program, Dr. Dav was asked a question about the eye program that
Yes.
was engaged by the Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
They do have some doctors coming from Cuba that's dealing with the optometry
Yes. Yes.
service in the Bahamas.
Right.
So now, if that program was to be ended, what happens now to the eye service that so many people desperately need?
The program,
and is that program still on though?
The program.
You don't hear anything about that.
The program would only be ended. Would only
be ended.
Be ended if there is evidence of slavery.
The Dr. Alpha said he can't answer the question. He don't know.
But I just answer it. Don't forget now, I'm authorized to answer these things. I just answer it. We are paying the doctors them. We are paying the teachers them. They have their travel documents. All right? Now, you know, Dr. Dowell might not be able to answer it because he's so busy trying to build 2 hospitals. All right?
Where you building them?
One in
Because we ain't
Freeport.
nothing started yet.
But spiritual advisor, I want you to stop it, eh?
You say in no hospital start building yet?
In Freeport it started. Okay?
Promises.
So,
I tell you.
stop saying that. Come on, you're a saved man.
When the tractors start digging, then
Don't you think you should pray for the government to be able to
That's
build it?
what I'm getting some information. I have some information that has crossed my desk, right? That apparently the old Red Carpet Inn is being set up as a makeshift hospital.
For who?
The Bahamas. You know anything about that?
When we come back,
I get some credible source.
we'll talk about the red carpet.
Red Carpet Inn.
All right?
You know where that is? On East Bay Street?
The red carpet then?
Yeah.
It's a sinful place. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. God save Donald Trump. God save Marco Rubio. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Bahamas, Bahamas, Bahamas. This is powerful.
Freedom March with Rodney Munker will be right back after this. is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and we are going into a period in which we will celebrate birthdays. I have a very good friend. His name is Anthony Miller. He was a former member of Parliament, and of course, he now works with the government. And today is St. Patrick's Day, and Anthony Miller is celebrating a birthday, and he's been celebrating all day. So I started the morning off with him, his wife, his children, and many of his friends and relatives. And we had like a wonderful prayer breakfast. So it was great. I want to wish Anthony Miller, who has turned 70 years old, a happy, happy birthday. And he's blessed because he's married one of 7, maybe 8 sisters. And what I like about the sisters is everybody look alike. So I just have difficulty finding out which one of y'all is Anthony Miller's wife. But they're very wonderful people. They all hail from Eleuthera. I can't believe Anthony is 70. It was just like yesterday when I discovered that he was like 30. Now 40 years has caught up with him, and he is 70. And I want to thank him. I want to thank his wife and his children for the sweet potato bread. So it was great, and they will continue to celebrate all this afternoon and all through the night. And what I like about Anthony, he was born on St. Patrick's Day, and they had all kind of grain there, and I was blessed when they bestowed upon me a green necklace. So we're celebrating St. Patrick's, and I think St. Patrick's, he introduced religion, Christianity, to Ireland, I'm advised, in the 5th century. That would be like 4th century after my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, those started.
No. Jesus started the church in the 1st century. So whoever the fellow was, Patrick, them, they a little bit late.
Okay.
They're late.
I want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh God, what is this?
And it's great. So, having shout out Anthony Miller,
yeah,
you may now proceed.
We got some birthdays. We got some birthdays, and of course, we got a special shout out. We were at a 5-star restaurant on Friday evening called Aquafire. So after the birthdays, we're gonna shout them out. Yeah. Anyhow, let's do this now. We spent some time at a 5-star restaurant called Aquafire. We must do a special shout out to the proprietor, that's Mr. Paul McWinney, and the staff for doing an excellent job and serving us. The food was A1. I had shout out ribs. I had something called Pete's ribs. It's a special the sauce. So it's a special thing they mix to do these ribs. And I'm talking about fall off the bone ribs. So Mr. Paul McWinney, we want to thank you so much for your generosity and the invitation to this wonderful restaurant. I had no idea it'd been there 10 years. It's like a best kept secret. The restaurant, 5-star food. Oh, man, the comfort is. I should have taken pictures of the fritters, Senator. The fritters were good.
Well,
the fritters were excellent, man. On the fish you had.
I like.
You have the sound of the fish that we had? That he had?
What I like about the fish is the fish was a hog.
Snapper, right?
Snapper.
Yeah.
And it was well seasoned. And the broccoli was great. everything was great. The staff was fantastic.
Oh yeah, the service was excellent. What's the name of the guy who served there? John.
Yeah.
Yeah, John. Special shout out to you, my brother. Yeah,
So it's great.
Yeah, don't forget what I told you, John, that the greatest is the one who serves. Jesus himself says, "He who serves is the greatest." For even the Son of Man didn't come to be served, but to serve, and they gave his life as ransom for many. And a special shout out to Vasco Bastian, who did join us after a short period. He spent some time with us before he went home to his family. But a special shout out and thank you to Aquafire, the proprietor. That's Mika, and of course Paul McWhinney and his daughters. Paul McWhinney's daughters are the chefs. They cook the food. This is just remarkable.
And what I liked about the fish is it was seasoned, but there was not plenty salt. It was a special way that they season it. And who knows, I may join them for brunch.
Oh yeah, he talked
on
about a brunch that
Sunday.
they have on Sunday.
Yeah.
And something they have on Saturday as well.
Okay.
But we understand that the brunch is particularly very, very well prepared, good Bahamian stuff. Aquafire is a 5-star restaurant, and we prove it to be that way. We prove that to be so by spending some time with Mr. Paul McWhinney. And
Did
his
you
staff.
and him go to
Right.
the same
As a
school?
matter of fact, me and Paul McWhinney went to St. Augustine's. Listen, St. Augustine's College has produced the best in this country, bar none.
Well,
bar
he's the
none.
best cook that I've met from St. Augustine.
Yeah, his 2 daughters are the chefs at the restaurant, and they're doing a fantastic job with the food. So if you're
This is
looking for a
powerful.
wonderful place to go, where there's good music, good food, good drink, good ambiance, wonderful atmosphere, we recommend Aquafire.
And another unique characteristic is it attracts plenty of the tourists
Yeah, a lot
there.
of white people. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Producer, let's do these birthdays quickly. Thank you, Mr. Paul McWhinney, and God bless you for your generosity. So, Lavinia Sands, happy 28th birthday to Lavinia Sands. It's coming from, I missed one? Oh, sorry. Alfrenique Bethel. Alfrenique Bethel is celebrating her 13th birthday. Happy birthday to Alfrenique Bethel from Deep Creek, Lutra. From your mom, Rima, your sister, Lenny, your brother, Chantal, family, friends, especially Auntie Tracy. We love you, Lord. Happy birthday to Alfrenique Bethel, 13 years old. Lavinia Sands is celebrating her 28th birthday, so happy birthday to Lavinia Sands. Let's see. It's coming from your daughters, Braylon, Alvanae, your dad, Lavon, family, friends, especially your Gotti, Shelley Panzer, and they love you. So Lavinia Sands celebrating 28th birthday. Sorry, the 28th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy. We hope you live to enjoy. We hope you live to enjoy many, many more. Remember Fiesta. Quizás ahí. Oh, F-E-A-S-T-E, Fiesta.
Fiesta.
Okay. What's the guy saying?
Oui.
Okay.
Okay.
Remelda Fiesta. Happy birthday to Remelda Fiesta from her 5 daughters, Ruth, Sandra May, Janet, Curleen, Kathleen, and your grandchildren and great-grandchildren as well. So,
This is powerful.
Remelda Fiesta. Valero Driscoll. Is the ice here?
Oui. Cookies are oui.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy birthday. Wishing all our dear sister Valero Driscoll a very happy birthday. May God continue to bless you. Valero is one of the members of the First Century Church, coming from your mom. All the members and of course the leadership of the Church of Christ. Happy birthday, Valero. All the best to you. Enjoy your birthday, and we hope you live to enjoy many, many more. So, Shaniqua Brown, happy 53rd birthday to Shaniqua Brown. It's coming from your children, your grandkids. We love you dearly. Shaniqua Brown, happy 53rd birthday. Romeo Johnson, happy birthday to Romeo Johnson from your mom, Sheila, and all who loves you over in Lutheran. May God continue to direct your path, Romeo Johnson. And then Anthony Miller. You want to do that, Santa?
Go ahead, Miss Rose. So you do it.
So Anthony Miller is celebrating his 70th birthday. He's 70 years old, Santa. Let me see.
Well, not only is he celebrating his 70th
70th?
birthday, he is the last surviving of 14 children. He's number 7. He's number 14, and of the 14 children, he's the only one who's been blessed to reach 70. So,
Is this Auntie Miller who you had to go to court for insurrection? It's not him, eh?
no, we're talking about Philip Miller.
Philip Miller, okay.
This
So
is
it's 70.
Anthony Miller, a former member of Parliament in the
Okay.
Free National Movement. Now he's with the PLP. I toasted him today. I told a packed audience how both Anthony and I were once F&M, but he left the party and he's PLP. I told him I didn't leave the party. I only spoke PLP. and
It's
retired.
the same thing.
So this is
basically.
powerful. No, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, come on.
It's the same
Anyway,
thing.
happy birthday, Anthony Miller. And depending on my mood, I may ask the men to bring me to your house again to see.
Is he having dinner tonight?
They want you to come. The wife
Okay.
begged me to ask you,
Come down.
ask the spiritual advisors to come there.
Okay.
So perhaps you should call upon them because they all wish to see you.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I will go.
And you could run a revival there because the place is packed.
And a lot of people ain't safe.
Oh, no, there were many saved people there. Yeah.
So happy birthday, happy 70th birthday to Anthony Miller. He's a former member of Parliament and ABC is of Business Magazine. He's a businessman of the year in 2013. Enjoy your birthday, Mr. Anthony Miller. All right. Do you have anything else, Santo?
Well, that's basically what it is. There are other things that I could complain about, but for strategic medical reasons, I will not complain about it today.
All right.
It's powerful. Yeah, I won't until I see the former Prime Minister Hubert Alexander Ingram, because I have to ask him a medical question. But I won't say it before I ask him. And this is powerful.
For those who want to know where Aquafire is on West Bay Street, just across the street from the old Compass Point restaurant. For those of you who don't know, it's just across the street on the southern
That
side.
would be
on the southern
southern side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people texting to want to know where Aquafire is on West Bay Street. It's just across the street from the old Compass Point restaurant. And I think there's a new restaurant there now, but Aquafire is just on the left-hand side there on top of the hill. All right? Great. All right, so that's it. We can move on.
Well, you didn't mention the place you went to on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, we went to Southwest Diner. We thank the proprietor there as well. You people are just so generous. It's just amazing that you would call us and you want us to come and sit down and, have a good time at your eatery. We thank the proprietor of Southwest Diner. You're doing a fabulous job down there. And then looks like you're going to be opening another restaurant. Looks like a Greek eatery or something like that next door. But whenever you do, please invite us if you would like and we'll come down and be the tasters. Call us the official tasters, eh? We taste your food to see if it is good. If it isn't good, we will tell you to make some improvements. Not on TV, we won't do that. But we will let your staff know that you need to improve. But I can tell you confidently that we find no fault with Aquafire. Aquafire food was off the
And
chain.
what about the place on,
Yeah, man, yeah, we had a good time. The food was great.
what is the name of that place?
It's called Southwest Diner.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you
Benjamin-
find any
Benjamin-
faults with Southwest?
No, I
Diner?
didn't find any fault.
Okay. This is great.
But it was pretty good,
Yeah.
to say the least. And we thank the proprietor for his invitation as well. You're just so very nice people. Honestly, you are. And God bless you, the proprietor of Southwest Diner. All right,
This is powerful.
so we move on, Sandra.
Yeah, let us.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's move on. But listen, the police force. Do we have time to play that audio? This young lady wants me to play this thing about the police force doing some reading thing. We can't play it, eh? All right. Anyhow, type the information for police, ma'am. We can't. It's something about it that we can't actually play it. But the police force is having some readathon, we understand. If you can type the information for me, and I can pass it on to producer. Okay, thank you so much, Mackie. God bless you. So, Senator, there's a very interesting headline in the newspaper. We wondered if the Minister of National Security could help us with it. Let's see, I just saw that. Some police officers have been evicted out of some homes in Freeport, Grand Bahama. You know anything about that?
I'm aware of the falsehood.
Oh, so that's not true?
I want you to remain quiet while I answer you. May I?
Hold on, just give me a second. Just give me a second.
We know that the leader of the King's opposition is behind that erroneous information. The police has been given certain advice. This government will never evict the police now.
But I have a police officer who texted me and said it's true.
I want you to listen to me. Okay? I want you to listen to me.
Be honest now, Santa.
Goodness of mercy. If
to thy own self be true.
police, why don't you listen, Negro? If the police has been told the period that they are permitted to remain in the building, and they have been advised as to what to do, a disciplined force is to obey, and if they are unable to do it, then they are to indicate it. As simple as that.
Okay.
This government will not do that. Okay? I don't want to go into the politics of it because it may not be a good thing, but take it from me. The minister takes good care of the police. All right? The leader of the opposition was not sincere. He was playing political games. All right?
I'm trying to find this text now.
Find me another headline.
Okay. Mr. Monker, can you ask the Minister of National Security why is it that the police reservists have not been paid for the past 4 months? Could you keep me anonymous? The hard-working, dedicated, loyal, committed reservist officers haven't been paid for January 2025 as yet. Mr. Monker, this is rather disgraceful.
I shall speak with the Honorable Minister as it relates to that issue. Next.
Okay. All right, so they sent me another text anyhow. Sandra,
what's the next
they're trying to get you to see if you can act to find out.
I will speak with the minister. I have to speak to the minister on a number of issues, so I'll raise it with him.
Okay. So, now, what investigation has been done so far to find out who has actually filed these disclosures and who hasn't? Because apparently there's a report, the F&M met deadline and PLP's report on fulfilling the law, some of that nature.
There are some realities that the opposition is not dealing with objectively. It becomes difficult to say that to them because this is political season. Under existing law, the chairman of the Public Disclosure Committee is required to inform the Prime Minister and the opposition leader of all persons who have violated the Act. Mr. Pintard has failed to say whether or not he has been advised. If he has been advised, he can ignore the PLP and follow the law. What is the law? He can advise the Attorney General, if I understand it correctly, and order police to conduct an investigation with a view to prosecuting. See, these are educated people. If I was leader of the opposition and a member of parliament failed to comply, and the law says me and or both of us, meaning the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition, either individually or collectively, can report it to the Attorney General with a view to prosecution and or to the police, I would then prosecute. The reality of the matter is the Public Disclosure Act is not taken seriously by members of the Parliament. You would examine Hubert Ingram, and he has never consistently disclosed even when he served as prime minister, what happened to him? There was no prosecution. He was not called upon to pay the $10,000 and or more. So we're not serious about it. And that is why Brent Simonet, his dad, the late Sir Roland Simonet, he resigned. He made it clear he was not going to tell anybody where he get all them millions of dollars from. And so what did he do? He tendered his resignation and he left his hundreds of millions of dollars for Brent Simonet and the other siblings. That's it. So we're not sincere about it. We're not interested in enforcing the law. And Michael Pintard has a greater duty, since he wants to demonstrate to the Bahamian people that he's not like the PLP, to prosecute. But you think he could prosecute? No, he cannot prosecute. He's compromised. That's what the Americans are complaining about. The Americans say how we are failing to prosecute financial crimes. And an examination, we in the FNM, we've been on trial for almost 2 years, and it can't come nor go. And the Americans are watching that.
What trial is that?
All right? And therein lies the problem.
What trial is that? You're talking about the one now? Water and sewage?
Right? And Trump knows. See, the American knows. And the most I can say to them is, it's an independent judiciary. And if somebody decides they're going to take on 2 weeks, 2 months, what we can do? So Michael isn't serious about that. Take it from me. I know him very well. I know when he's serious. See, there's only one FNM who knows Michael Pintard very well. It's me. His daddy was 100 years old. There's no FNM who could tell you that Michael Pintard daddy was 100 years old. They don't know Michael. All right? You know the time I based with him? Ha! You know the time I based with him?
So you fail.
What you want me to do? That's a big man. I can throw off and punch him.
Yeah, just admit it.
He drop kick me?
That was a failed project of yours.
No.
Anyhow, so the United States government, apparently the State Department has called on the Bahamas to implement more legislation to prevent conflicts of interest in public procurement.
What do they mean by
and to
that?
better enforce anti-corruption laws, the Bahamas would benefit from a more robust enforcement of the rules to prevent conflict of interest related to public. Well, I guess they talk about contracts.
Contracts?
That's interesting.
Go ahead.
You know, we see a lot of that going on. But I don't know. That's the way we operate in the Bahamas, you know.
Stop saying that.
It is what it is, Sandra. That's how we operate, man.
No. You're not being objective.
That's
in
the
the
way we do
United
it.
States, President Donald Trump is discovering...
Friends, family, and lovers, eh?
In the United States, listen for a second, President Donald Trump is uncovering massive fraud. Billions of dollars he's uncovering. Okay? So when they talk about fraud, they have a good example. There's a bunch of fraud taking place in America, and Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Elon Musk got a, what kind of sword it is?
That was a chainsaw he had.
He's using a chainsaw. And all they're finding is skullduggery. Okay? And thank God for Donald Trump. He is going to stamp out corruption in the United States. It's powerful. All right? What else you have?
So we did get get a statement from the Minister of National Security.
What
in response to Michael Pintard's housing?
What did the minister say?
Well, he says that Michael Pintard was reckless and misleading.
You see?
Statements on police housing.
You see?
Anyhow.
Oh boy. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. We're going to make America great again.
What about the Bahamas,
We're going to make America great first. And after America is great, we're going to make the Bahamas great. It's powerful. God save Donald Trump. God save the United States of America. It's powerful.
Do you have something to say to the Senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV.
Tired of unreliable service and stressful renovations? Olympian Granite is here to make it easy. We offer a stunning selection of countertops in colors you won't find anywhere else. Complete your dream design with our cabinets, faucets, and sinks, all in one place. Bring us a quote and we'll match or beat it. Ask about our special offer to get 10% off your purchase. Call Olympian Granite 361-0100.
Enjoy zero-down financing on your next visit to Montague Motors. Our selection of cars come included with license, inspection, and a 3-month warranty. And with our easy 24 hours financing, you will be on the road in up to 48 hours. What makes Montague Motors different? We inspect our cars in Japan, providing you with the best quality purchase. Visit Montague Motors today, number 6 Village Road. Call or check our Facebook page for more information.
Who are the boss for dancer?
International events and production. Alive, Bahamas Air, Everybody Wins Live, and Field of Vibes Bahamas Weekend presents
the Evolution Concert on Saturday, March 29th at Clifford Park, featuring Vibes Cartel and Friends.
Bahamas, Nassau, where is Saturday the 29th of March?
It's one of the biggest events to hit the shores of Nassau, Bahamas.
Get ready for Adi the Teacher, the Dancehall King, aka the World Boss, Vibes Cartel.
Real bad man, no muggle in a shot.
Log into our official airline Bahamas Air for travel specials. It gets better. We're also giving away a brand new Cybertruck.
And up to $50,000 in cash and prizes at the concert. Compliments of Everybody Wins Live.
Log into our website, feelthevibesweekend.com.
For tickets, tables, skyboxes, and more info.
Visit Ticket Flair or email intlevents242@gmail.com.
WhatsApp or call 1242-808-2369.
I remember Cartel, I got it.
This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And I hope that Tanya is on the line. Hello, Tanya.
Good afternoon, Rodney Monker, and good afternoon, spiritual advisor. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and the 242. This is the last day of our 70% off everything St. Patrick's Day sale. So I hope you've come on into the store and take advantage of everything green. We know the Comets will soon be doing their big celebration. So if you're one of the Comets, you need to be into Shop Smart today to take advantage of our 70% off so that you can get your green shades, you can get your green light up necklaces, your green suspenders, your green socks, your green hats, your green times, your green scarf, whatever it is green that we have in stock for St. Patrick's Day, you can come on in and get it 70% off. This is the last day, Mr. Monka, of the sale. So I hope all of the women them, all the men them, and definitely all the children them, and the Comets have came on in and taken advantage of this sale because the sale ends today. And I also want to say that you need to come on in and take advantage also of our 5 for 25 on the clothing so that you can also be wearing your green clothes for the parade. I want you to come on in and take advantage of the $5 jewelry because I want you to be smart shoppers. This is St. Patrick's Day and the rainbow. The goal is the savings here at Shop Smart at the end of the rainbow. Mr. Monka, spiritual advisor, remind the people them that Shop Smart is right here at number 122 Mackey Street. If they turn off of Wolf Road and turn on to Mackey Street, count 2 corners on the left-hand side. It is the 2-story yellow building, Shop Smart department store. We are open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for your shopping convenience. But if you can't come into the store, all you need to do is give us a call. Our numbers here are 698-1051 or 698-1052. Or they can just send us a message, 813-4397. That is 813-4397. That's our WhatsApp messaging line. Or they can follow us on all of our social media platforms. That is Shop Smart 242 on Facebook, Shop Smart 242 on Instagram, and definitely Shop Smart 242 on TikTok. Mr. Monka, spiritual advisor, you know I always tell you, remember to shop early, to shop often, and to shop smart. Happy St. Patrick's Day, all.
So much, Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya. Is there an
ad we have some additional birthdays we're going to do quickly. Pardon me? All right, let's do this ad first. Are your dogs hungry and tired of low-quality food? Give them the best at Modernistic. We carry all the top brands. Taste of the Wild, Diamond Naturals, Victor, Anuk Show. All of the lowest prices in town. If you're on a budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemable on select dog toys and treats. If you can't make it, then shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality. Your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, offer won't last. All right. Modernistic
is powerful.
Now, let's see what we have here. Let's see. Where we at? Okay, so we want to vote Brother Devontae D. Roll, Southern Regional Assistant Vice President. Step up and lead with Roll Together. We lead, empower, advocate, and diversify with excellence. So the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the Southern Region, wants you to vote for Brother Devontae D. Roll for Southern Regional Assistant Vice President. All right, so vote Brother Devontae D. Roll for Southern Regional Assistant Vice President of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the Southern Region. All right. And then we want to say happy birthday to little Daria Reese, little Judith, that's it. Have a wonderful birthday, darling, and may the blessings of God Almighty be over you, your life, and be a valuable, productive citizen of the country. So happy birthday to little Daria Reese. Okay, what else we got there, Sandra?
This is powerful. Well, you can open up the line.
Okay.
And while you open up the line, Zami moi, a vini la kay moi parce que monsieur dit parler, na fait. Go ahead.
All right, the lines are officially open. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. You can call us. The lines are open. Don't forget to turn your radio and your television down when you call the studio so we don't get that feedback. So officially the lines are open. 323-7775, 698-0775, and 698-0776. All right, Sandra, just you go on until we get some calls.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Okay.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Moncur.
Yes.
One day last week, I think it was, somebody called complaining about their not being able to get into Princess Margaret Hospital.
Yes.
I was trying to get Princess Margaret before then, and up to the day, I've been trying to get them on the regular land phone and also on my cell phone. What was their remedy? What did they say you had to do?
Well, let me give you a story. I went there to carry them $4,500 and an additional almost $2,000, and I was in the building and couldn't find nobody to collect the money. And so I took out my smartphone and I started calling, and I couldn't get anyone. And I said to myself, I cannot believe that I could go to the Princess Margaret Hospital with that check and I could find no one to collect the money. And in my frustration, somebody said something to me about Hubert Ingram. And I said, I can't wait to go and find him to ask the question before I carry on. So I'm sympathetic with you, but take note, I was at the Princess Margaret Hospital and I couldn't find anyone to take the money. You heard
So
me?
what happens to people when you're trying to call the ambulance and all them things, urgent cases? What happens when they can't get through?
Let me say this to you. I'm sick and I really don't want to run on, but I was extremely annoyed that I was in the heart of the hospital. Okay? And it took a long time before somebody finally showed up.
So are they they're understaffed or they're just lazy or what?
Probably poorly organized, man.
Well, you heard what my spiritual advisor
Yeah, I heard
said. I'm going to answer you in a strange tongue.
If I could understand strange tongue.
Do you have the gift of a strange tongue? If you have no gift, then I shall hold it to myself and tell another day.
But you can't tell me how to reach the hospital.
Yeah, 322-2861.
Yeah, and I have to, they answered a recording answer.
Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I say to you? I went there with plenty money today in check, and I could find no one. No one.
Or it doesn't ring.
I could find no one. So, since my foot was hurting, I then decided, let me just stay calm and
So
not
what you
carry
do?
on.
So you found somebody to give you a check to?
Eventually, they found a person, but it was disgraceful.
Okay, so it's just tough luck then.
Yeah. Wait till I get better. Pray for me to get better so I could row.
Okay, all right.
You take
I need
care.
to go there now. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, a very pleasant afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, Mom. Mr. Monka.
Sir.
Are you?
I'm fine, sir. And you?
Yes, sir. I'm good, sir. And also, Mr. Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Very pleasant good afternoon to you both. I'm calling in as, all of these traffic fatalities that's been happening from the beginning of the year, especially, even last year, right here in the province.
All right.
I'm a son of a father that actually was in a traffic fatality in a hit and run. And I want to know how we really address these matters, because the guy, yes, go ahead.
We're listening to you.
Yeah, man, because like I say, it was a hit and run. And the guy showed no remorse.
So they found them?
My dad has been there from April 8th.
Did they find the man?
2024.
Did they find the man?
Yeah, they find him. And to be honest, today, I've been in the court, and he got a voluntary bill of indictment today. And I don't know if I should be right to do this, but I'm going to call the name. The name is Michael Macaris.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been in the court today because February 26th, apparently the voluntary bill of indictment wasn't ready. But we've been there today, and now the voluntary bill of indictment was today. And he received that voluntary bill of indictment. Also,
when is the
dealing
case?
with the civil matter,
When is the case due?
that I don't know, because he just got a voluntary bill of indictment, so it came from magistrate court and it's getting forward to the Supreme Court.
You didn't
I
ask.
don't know.
You didn't ask the prosecutor.
That is something that I had to do today because I got very emotional and came from the hand. I had to accept.
Why don't you calm down? Go back tomorrow before the court start. Go into the prosecution area, which is behind the South Street Police Station, and ask them.
Yeah.
And depending on what they say, then go to the office of the Attorney General and ask them. Got me?
Yes, sir.
Because you have a right to know.
Right, and but even with us, I mean, it's one thing you don't kill a whole person. I hit and run as well, and like $9,000 bail, you on bail, like come on, that's murder.
Well, bail is granted.
Based
just
on...
relax. Find out when is the case going to be heard, so that you can attend the trial. Okay.
Okay, great.
So he's been charged with what? Vehicular manslaughter or something like
Yes, sir. Vehicular manslaughter.
that? Okay. All right, let the law take its course. I understand. And listen, our sympathies to you and your family. It's a tragic loss,
Yeah.
okay? Our sympathies, man. And just allow the law to take its course and give it some time and see what happens, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, you take care now, caller.
Likewise.
Okay, bye-bye. 323-7775 is the number to call. Welcome to... All right, could you turn your radio down first, please, caller, before we engage you? Please turn your radios down, please, before we engage you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to Freedom March.
How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
You're learning. You're really learning from the senator. You could be so consoling at times. He was just now. Congratulations,
Okay, thank you.
Senator.
God save the king.
You realize why I rely on you so, eh? When you first came to air, I told you you were that person who intervened for the small man. And whomever that person is that called you just before this gentleman to talk about the telephone calls at the PMH not being answered. Whomever you are, lady, thank you for vindicating me. Because, I was made to look like a liar. But now I'm so glad that both spiritual advisor and the senator saw the difficulty that I was having. Thank you very much. And I'm hoping somebody from the hospital is listening to check into the problem, because it is a problem. You know, emergencies cannot be dealt with, and that is a shame. Now, on another note, Senator, I trust you are feeling better, and I don't know if you are aware of the prayer breakfast that St. Joseph's Church is having Saturday morning.
Saturday
So
coming?
if you could talk, you know, can you mention it for me, please, on your show?
But of course, I may.
Thank you very much.
And what you can do is a little later this evening, you can send me a text saying precisely the time. So it's Saturday, what time?
Guess what, Senator?
Yes.
I don't have a number for you, you know.
Really? So my
So
number.
that's why I always call you on air.
Okay. Well, I have no problem with you calling me on air, but my number for the record is 801-5760. 801-5760.
Thank you very much. And I'm wishing you both a pleasant evening.
Yes.
God bless you.
Same to you.
Text me the information.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello?
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Spiritual advisor, I only called to give you my deepest sympathy
All right, thank you
on
so much.
behalf of your nephew or
Cousin, yes.
and to tell Mr. Munker I say hello. My birthday is tomorrow.
Your birthday is tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you must send us a photo. Send it to 323-7775.
Oh no, I don't want to send my photo.
Oh, okay.
No.
We'll just wish you happy birthday. What's your name?
We'll wish you a happy birthday now.
Claudette.
Claudette.
Yeah.
Claudette, I want to wish you a happy birthday. I have a neighbor. Her name is Claudette. She
Okay.
is one of the most outstanding people in the whole of Bainstown and Grandstown. So if your character is as good as my neighbor's name, you're a wonderful lady. Happy birthday.
All the best to you. Enjoy, and we hope you live to enjoy many, many more, okay?
Yes, you too. Thank you.
You're welcome,
Have a good
Claudette.
day.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Hello.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon to you, spiritual advisor, and to Mr. Munker.
Good afternoon.
My concern is about the public cemetery in Spikenard.
Spikenard.
I'm under the understanding that individuals who are not of a Bahamian descent and has no status living in the Bahamas is not legally able to bury it in the government cemetery. Could you shed some light on that for me, please, or find out why is that so? If a person who has no status, that they cannot bury in the public cemetery.
That isn't true. That isn't true. If you die in the Bahamas, whether or not you have status, you can be buried in public cemeteries. Okay? That isn't true.
Then, Mr. Munker,
yes,
I need you to go to the Ministry of Works and speak with the guys who are responsible for issuing the plot. Because I had clients that went there at one point in time and they were turned down because nobody had status in the country under the priest still had no status and they refused to give them.
Who turned them down?
A plot.
Who turned them down?
That's for the individuals who are responsible for
Listen to me.
The graveyard.
Listen to me for a second. Listen to my question. If you can't answer it now, answer it tomorrow if it's God's will. Who turned it down?
The individuals in charge of the cemetery.
Well, find out that individual name so that I can have a talk with him to find
But
out.
you see, I don't want to, because I have the event to deal with it, right? And I don't want to call his name off air.
You can call
But
me.
I will call you and let you know his name.
Call me. Let me know his name.
Give me your number and I'll call you.
My
and
number?
So you can deal with that.
Okay, my number is 801
Uh-huh.
57
801
57
57
60. Call me 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Definitely I would. And all have a blessed afternoon.
I thank you.
Without that, because I don't appreciate them discriminating about cultures who die in our country.
Est-ce que vous parlez créole haïtien?
I'm speaking of Creole. I don't know Creole, but I'm concerned about the Creole.
OK. Parce que tout haïtien levé dans cimetière. Baron samedi responsable pour ça. Si moun yo dit c'est pas possible, m'a créé problème jodéa.
For tout mon haïtien.
I thank you.
Yeah, we'll send them back. No problem.
Mr. Spiritual Advisor, I want you to stop it.
323.
All right? The Haitian people are to be allowed to bury in the cemetery. We will either bury for sweetness or we will be buried for stinkness. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Turn your radio down first, please. You got some noise in the background there. Could you? Okay. Okay. Call us, please. Okay. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hi. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. What I calling for? I heard them was saying about the Princess Margaret Hospital, the phone call. But when you call the hospital after the recording come on, you have to press 0.
Okay.
And then the operator will answer.
Oh, really?
If you just dial the number and after the recording you stay on the line, no one can answer.
Okay.
So what happens
You have to dial 0 afterwards.
So what happens when you call and the lines are all busy or saying it's not working?
Just keep trying.
Okay. Well, I have you to know that I was at the hospital and I had everybody trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I got your point. You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thank you for your help.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you, caller. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Hello. Good day, Mr. Mongo.
Good day, my dear. How are you?
How you doing, sir? I'm calling from Centerville.
Okay.
Are you going to tell us special salute to my chairman, Omar Thompson?
Now, he's chairman of what?
He's chairman for the PSB, Centerville.
He's a wonderful chairman.
Doing a great job for the kids. When Mama and Papa hungry, we can call him.
This is powerful.
He's a good role model for the community.
We are proud of him.
Thank you so much, caller.
Thank you, Omar Thompson.
Omar Thompson.
Yeah, he's one of the people
Okay,
them.
yes.
Thank you.
All right, you take care now. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Both of you.
Yes, ma'am.
I called in to confirm what the lady said about calling at the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
And I already put this to y'all before about my sister and her leg from last October.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We just couldn't get through to the ambulance service.
Okay.
And then sometimes when you go to orthopedics, where she has to go, the clinic cancels.
Really?
Okay.
What number do you call for the ambulance services?
Right at the hospital. I don't have it at me at my hand right now.
You ever try 919? You ever try 919?
Everything. They say it outsourced and all kind of stuff.
Okay. I can understand the frustration. I was at the hospital today. I was not too well. And I carry plenty money.
Yes, I heard you.
And
that prompted me to call.
It was disgraceful.
Yes,
It was
okay. Thank you.
disgraceful.
Just want to let you know that it is true.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, caller. All right, we come to the end of the show, Sandra.
Are we?
Yeah, that's it. Until tomorrow,
Well,
Lord's willing.
folks, as my spiritual advisor has said, we're coming to the end of the show. And I call on those who are responsible for the grave. You're not to discriminate against my people, the Haitian people.
The Haitian movie.
There is something in our culture, and I do not wish to say it in English. So I shall say it in Haitian Creole. Baron Samedi responsable pour cimetière. Baron Samedi responsable pour cimetière.
He's the king of the dead.
Tout le monde yo vle cimetière. Ma pas besoin problème. Parce que
the Obia.
Ti soiseau. Côté où parler. Mon parler caille fier de lalo. Fier de lalo tout le monde. Pour manger tout le monde. Si valé. La manger ou tout. Brico.
Oh boy.
Color brick. Brico. Color brick. It's cultural. God save a Christian Bahamas. God save the United States of America. God save the King. If it's God's will, tomorrow, Mapnini, I shall return. Do well, everybody.
Until tomorrow.
Bunde Sovre Wa.
Views and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part